Hello there, this is Kisu102 and this is A Hand in the Darkness. I've actually been waiting for this game for a while now. It was on Kickstarter and I had the chance to see it before it actually debuted on Steam. It was like a while ago. It's been like 5 or 6 days since it's been out of Steam. I just didn't have the time to begin. So it seems like pretty okay this far. I'm actually pretty excited. So let's just get into it, okay? Sounds great. St. Michael's Boarding School is a magnificent place. An elegant and traditional school that provides boys from a good background a future of success and excellence. That's what I have been told. But actually, I was rather terrified. The sight of those tall old towers made of brick and stone, those paneled windows too similar to those of a church. It was my first time in such a kind of school, and I definitely wasn't looking forward to it. Especially when it seemed like I was the only guy of my age, with a mother crying her eyes out while taking leave. Sure, there were some kids in their first year sobbing and hugging their mother's skirts, but they were 11 years old, nice, not 16 like myself. All the other looking guys gave short hugs to their parents and immediately ran to meet their schoolmates, patting their backs and being generally loud. I felt completely out of place. And to make things worse, the other boys were starting to throw funny glances at my mother in my direction. Man, so embarrassing. I tried to shrink and meld with the wooden walls of the ancient-looking hall. Or alternatively, try to calm my mother down. Around? Down? What's... Okay. Please, Mom, I'll be alright. Stop crying. But I don't know if I'm ready to face 3 entire months without just seeing you again. We have never been separated for so long from each other. And to my discomfort, her sobs turned louder. My savior appeared in the form of a balding man dressed in grey, with a school crest embroidered in his chest pocket. Ah, you must be the new student. Please, let me guide you to your bedroom. Your name is? Alex White. Yes, I have it noted down somewhere. I'm Wilson, the housemaster. If you need anything like an additional blanket, another lamp, or an application for leaving the school, just look for me. I nodded and grabbed my suitcase. I wish I felt more at ease. After all, the man was being really kind and was not the stern type I was expected. But I couldn't help feeling tense with my mother by my side and all the racket in the hall, with boys and parents talking loudly and rushing past us. The man headed towards the main corridor, and I started following him. My mother, then, attempted to follow us, but Wilson turned and stopped her with an apologetic smile. I'm sorry, ma'am, but relatives are not allowed inside the building. But do not fret. I will accompany Mr. White to his bedroom, and I will make sure he makes himself at home. He patted my shoulder with a big smile. And I'm sure this young man will write home very soon, won't you? I nodded once, wanted to make my mother feel more at ease. I really didn't want my last sight of her for months to be one of her face contoured in sadness like right then. She seemed a bit calmer, but then suddenly embraced me tightly. Please write to us as soon as possible. Your father couldn't come today, but you know how nervous he was as well. I will, don't worry. Well then, come on, Mr. White, follow me. I disentangled myself from my mother's arms and grabbed my suitcase again, waving goodbye at her. The year was 1910, and my new life was about to start. 1910 is like a while ago. Wilson led me to my bedroom, which I was to share with 3 other students, and after showing me which one was my bed and my wardrobe, he also told me that the door in front of our bedroom was the study room for my year mates. As soon as he left, I started unpacking my stuff and placing my clothes in hangers inside the wardrobe. So everyone has a wardrobe. That's pretty cool. I've never been in those kind of stools, so I wouldn't know, man. Ah, hello there! I turned to the door and saw a red-headed guy smiling in my direction. I uneasily looked back. Nobody was behind me. So yes, he must have been speaking to me. Hello, I'm new in St. Michael's. The boy chuckled, amused. The suitcase and the fact that I haven't met you in the 5 years I've been here gave you away easily. I tried to smile back, feeling clumsy and awkward. It ended up being more of a grimace than a true smile. So, what's your name, new boy? Ah, I'm Alex White. The boy extended his right hand in my direction and I hurried to shake it. I hope my palm wasn't sweaty, was it? Damn, nobody my age shook hands in my village. This school was definitely too formal for me, but at least this guy seemed nice. My name is Montgomery Johnson. You can call me Monty. In fact, please do so. My bed is this one, the one beside yours. So I'm your neighbor. The door opened and 2 guys appeared at the threshold. So the rumors were right and we have new faces this term. The young man had spoken was dark-haired and had a bigger build than me or Monty, and in general looked older and more mature than us. His eyes looked intently at me and with an amused spark, and before I could open my mouth to introduce myself, Monty spoke for me. This is Alex. We have just met. Alex, this is Damien. He waved to the other boy half hidden behind Damien. And that one is Rick. He is the clever of the group, so I hope he will accept to study with us this term too. Will ya? The boy shrugged, avoiding our eyes. He was very tall and thin, and after feeling so awkward the whole day, I marveled to meet someone who looked still shyer than me. That thought made me smile a bit, and I reached out my hand to shake theirs. To my surprise, Damien took it after hesitating for a short moment, raising an eyebrow as if the situation was oddly entertaining for him. The way he shook my hand, looking at me with a crooked grin on his face, made me think that he was making fun of me. Perhaps shaking hands was only normal for Monty after all? How would I know? Slightly annoyed, I turned to Rick, who passed by my side towards his wardrobe without a single word or glance in my direction. Such nice roommates. Before he started to fume, Monty laughed, shaking his head. Please don't be upset. I'm sure you will be used to their antics very soon. It's almost dinner time. Do you want me to show you the school afterwards? Ah, that would be perfect actually. But we are having dinner so early. Monty and Damon chuckled. Ah, so you didn't know. We have the monastic vows when arriving here. Get ready for tons of church time, getting up before dawn and going to sleep at sunset. Oh, shut up! It's not so bad. But it's true we work hard at St. Michael's. Let's go. I will explain the schedules while we go to the dining room. The 3 of us followed Monty out of our bedroom and across a number of corridors and stairs. I tried to memorize the way, although I started to be afraid of getting lost often in the labyrinth of wooden corridors and doors. It couldn't be helped. I guess I was through with following Monty everywhere until I made myself familiar with the layout of the building. The lessons start at 8 o'clock and breakfast serves at 7:30. That's so early, man. But there is a compulsory religious service at 7, so we usually get up at 6:30. Oh my god, are you serious? At 6 if you want to have a bath in the morning, since the bathrooms in the evening are rather packed. Oh, also the best time to get the study room for ourselves is before the service, so we often get up at 5 or 4:30 during exams. That's horrible. I stared at him. He was smiling as if it was the most normal thing to do in the world. You're kidding me. Ah, he isn't. In fact, Rick takes our study group very seriously, so we must follow his rules down to the letter. He's very strict with the schedules, but I swear that if you follow his directions, you will succeed in all your subjects with an A+. Baffled, I glanced towards our silent roommate and followed them inside the dining hall. I was already missing my old school, where you went back to your home every afternoon and didn't need to sweat at all to pass all your subjects. Come on, Alex, hurry up or we won't get our table. Yes, sorry. I sat beside Monty and our 2 other roommates went to sit in front of us. Almost immediately, a senior student started reading a passage from the Bible, while the rest of us waited in silence. I started to space out, but the reading was short and the plates were severed at once. The food was good. That's important. The food was good. At least... No. The food was good at least. Although it was a bit earlier for me, so I wasn't hungry. Where did you used to study, Alex? Oh, until now I always attended my village school. It's in Surrey. Never been there. My family lives in the north. We weren't missing anything, I thought. My village is really small and ordinary, so I didn't think it was worth commenting about it to Monty. So do you have any brothers or sisters? Ah, yes. I have 4 older siblings, 3 brothers and 1 sister, but they are way older than me, and they are all married and living in their own homes. Oh, really? I'm the same. I'm the youngest of 6, and I have already 2 nephews and 3 nieces. I smiled wildly at this. What a coincidence. I also have 4 nieces and 1 nephew. That makes 5, same as you. Monty grinned and hooked an arm around my neck, pulling me closer in a vice grip. I struggled a little, but without any heat. It was a little embarrassing to be treated so familiar by a guy I had just met, but it was also warm. One of my few fears about coming to St. Nicholas was feeling isolated after all. So I was glad to have found someone so friendly in my first day at school. I turned out to our roommates in a pantomime of asking for help to get rid of Monty, just to see Damien laughing out loud, and Rick staring at me with an oddly serious face. He looked aside when he caught me glancing at him. I cleared my throat and slipped from Monty's grip, suddenly uncomfortable. Damien started talking with Rick about some schoolmates I hadn't met, so I turned to ask Monty in a quiet voice. Is Rick always so shy? Monty seemed surprised by my question. Rick? I wouldn't call him shy. No. Why are you asking? I didn't know what to say, so my first impression of Rick was wrong then. Perhaps he was simply upset because of my presence. That option made me feel disappointed. We were bound to share our bedroom for an entire year after all. And it seemed Rick was in charge of the study group, so if he didn't want me there... I shuddered at the thought of endless hours of studying on my own, and with the ended difficulty of having no one else to partner with for the group subjects. Are you thinking that he doesn't like you or something like that? I didn't dare to nod. Was I so transparent? Monty laughed and bumped his shoulder against mine. Don't overthink stuff like that. He's simply a serious guy. Be kind to him and I assure you he won't have a problem with you. I hope so, I thought, slightly relieved. But I caught in the corner of my eye how Rick was staring at me. He was staring at me again. God damn it. I pretended I didn't notice this time and pushed Monty's hand off my shoulder. When we finished having dinner, Monty took me around to see the school, and he had previously offered, while Damien and Rick went back to our bedroom. In the right wing we have the gym and the church, and this is the main wing. On the second floor is our classroom. The left wing, as you already know, is where the dorms are located. Ours are on the second floor as well. What would you like to see? Oh, I have options. Okay, let's check the gym. Whoa, this looks so weird. It didn't look like a gym. I have issues. It just looked like something else. Wow, it's pretty big. We didn't have previous school. Monty looked amused. I bet you won't be so enthusiastic once you get acquainted with all those torture instruments that our teacher calls gymnastic equipment. It's because of the lightning, I swear. Okay, so let's check the church. It was bigger than I imagined. Well, it's supposed to have all the students here at once, right? But also airy and welcoming. I expected a darking? what? A darker and menacing place, but I don't know why. But I was glad to be wrong. Monty showed me around, speaking in whispers that traveled from wall to wall in a muffled echo. Okay, so let's check out the classroom. This looks creepy as hell. Oh, I should have guessed, so classroom is locked. But don't worry, you will see it first thing in the morning. He sighed. I looked around in the darkness, feeling uneasy. Monty was familiar with these corridors, but I wasn't, so I could only make up unknown shapes. It was a little unnerving, not knowing where I was or how to get back to my bedroom. Plus, there was an additional issue of tripping over something in the darkness. You're not afraid of the dark, right? Of course not. Stop smirking. You can't possibly see me smirking. Not that I need to, so stop already. Oh my god. What if I hit the same again? Oh, okay. It just gives me the okay, that makes sense, I guess. So let's go back to our dorm. Can we go back to our dorm? I have seen enough for today. Wait, there's another place I want to show you. Follow me upstairs. Let's see the upper floor. What's in it? There used to be an infirmary, but they closed it ages ago. Now if you get sick, you must ask the housemaster for an aspirin and go back to your bedroom. Or ask him to get to the doctor from town. But this is the interesting part. There are a lot of rumors running around the old infirmary. He grinned in a conspiracy tone, and I couldn't help but raise an eyebrow. It looks creepy. I can't see a damn thing. Don't be so whiny. Do you want me to tell you the story about the infirmary or not? I sighed. Do I have a choice? Monty grabbed my hand in the almost absolute darkness and entwined his fingers with mine. I was glad. I wasn't very fond of not being able to see where he was or where he was heading to, so at least this way I knew exactly his location. The nurses in St. Michael's used to be old nuns from the Nervi convent, the one on the outskirts of town. But the last one who came was a young nun who had recently taken her vows. Let me guess. She was a beautiful maid, wasn't she? No, she wasn't wealthy or pretty. It seems like she was rather ordinary in every way. She was the daughter of a merchant who had his small store in town. Just that. She was to be married to a young foreign merchant who used to trade for her father, and it seemed she was happy with the prospect. But after all the preparations, the day of the wedding arrived and the groom didn't come. So she waited all day in the church in her white dress, surrounded by flowers. At sunset, her family took her back to home. And although she must have been heartbroken, she didn't shed a tear. She was so ashamed that she wanted to hide her face from the world forever. So the next day, she left her father's home and entered the convent. Oh, poor girl. I know, that sounds like a horrible story. Okay, the music changed. I'm not happy with that. I followed Monty up some stairs. The wood was dry and old and creaked under our feet. It was as dark as before, and I'm not good with this ambience. And I could only say where Monty was because of the direction from which his voice came. I tightened my grip on his hand just to be sure not to lose him. But she was so gloomy at the convent that they decided to send her here. Perhaps they thought she would be happier making herself useful, or that she would find someone and change her mind. And she did? Yeah, she did. He made a long and uncomfortable pause. Soon, a teacher started to court her, and he didn't stop until he turned her into his lover. When he didn't tell her was that he was already married. When she eventually found out, she broke up with him enraged. Afterwards, she got really depressed. Don't tell me this is one of those stories where the nun killed herself and now she returns to the school as a ghost. Suddenly, there was a hand on my nape, and Monty's breath touched my ear, warm and ticklish, eliciting a shiver running down my spine. Oh no! She had a madness outbreak and took 3 students' lives before taking her own. I gasped and moved away, and his hand slipped from my fingers. I felt a rustling of clothes and saw the rush of cool air around me. Monty? Monty, where are you? Don't you dare leave without me! He stepped forward and met the wall. Cursing, I turned and tried to keep walking while following the wall. A light female laughter sounded somewhere in front of me. Freezing, I turned again in the opposite direction. I knew my imagination was playing tricks on my mind. Where were the stairs? And where was Monty? Monty, this isn't funny! Another sound. A soft bump came from meters ahead of me. Cursing, I stopped walking. That must have been Monty. That must have been him. I was sure. Then why couldn't I dare to ask aloud if it was him? A cold sweat was starting to tap at the back of my shirt and my hands were trembling. I shook my head. No, there wasn't anything supernatural here. I just had to keep on walking until I found the stairs. Another knock, this time louder, and I uttered a muffled cry. I could feel presences. I couldn't see anything, but the air around me moved. I glued my back to the wall and closed my eyes tightly. My knees buckled, and I suddenly found myself kneeling on the ground. Come on, guys, this has gone too far. There was laughter, definitely a male one. And then I opened my eyes. I found Monty, Damien, and Rick in front of me. These fucking jerks. Monty had a lit lamp, and he was looking at me with concern in his eyes. Damien was the bastard that was laughing aloud until there were tears in the corner of his eyes. Rick's face wasn't readable, but under his seriousness features I swear I could see a hint of embarrassment. Wishful thinking, perhaps. That scared the hell out of me. Monty helped me off my feet. Yeah, Monty helped me off my feet and threw a furious glance to Damien. My god, Damien, you're a fucking jerk. Look, he's trembling. I told you this was a bad idea. Whatever you say, mate. He shrugged, still grinning. I'm really sorry, Alex. Damien thought it would be fun to do a little prank on you. You know, as you're a new one here. I nodded, uneasy. I have never felt so embarrassed in my whole life. I tried to play it off, pretending to be mad at them while I followed them back to our bedroom. Instead, I was only mad at myself. Was I so gullible that a bit of darkness and a ghost story turned my knees into jelly? I had been certain too spoiled and too overprotected. I needed to toughen up a lot if I was to survive in a school full of other guys who were in my family. There was no one else to protect me from them on. I had only myself to count on. Still, I thought to myself when I faded into sleep a little later, I was glad to have Monty. Although he had taken part in the prank, he looked truly ashamed afterwards, so perhaps I could count him as a friend. The other two, well, I didn't want to think about them. With that in mind, I fell asleep on my first day at St. Michael's. The next day was extremely long and exhausting. Just began this and I'm already. I woke up very early, but the bathrooms were already taken, so I couldn't take a bath as I would have liked. I dug along with Monty to the religious service, then to breakfast and the lessons. Every teacher seemed to be strict and serious, and after the never-ending lessons, I came to a sad conclusion. I was behind in almost every subject. Well, how was your first day been in St. Michael's? Oh, well, now now I can see the differences between my previous school and this one. The level here is way higher. Monty chuckled. That was to be expected, wasn't it? Don't worry, Rick, Damien, and I will help you to catch up easily. We have 2 spare hours until dinner. What would you like to do? Okay, so that was... I'm gonna leave it right here. But that was like... the first taste I have of Hand in the Darkness. And it seems... aside from the stupid joke that I had to suffer from, that was ridiculous. I actually got scared, if I'm honest. But that's fine, I guess. Okay, so very far, I'm really liking it. It has this kind of school thing that I was expecting it to have, and I'm not disappointed. I usually like visual novels a lot, so it hasn't disappointed me so far. I mean, I've just had like the choices of the places aside for now, but it's just the beginning, so I might as well get more important choices in the future. Who knows? Maybe this one is already an important choice, so I wouldn't really know about it. But I'm gonna keep on playing this. I really liked it. I really like the art so far. It's good. It seems like the places that were supposed to be creepy were creepy, and the ones that's supposed to be like hopeful or bring me bright or make me feel easy did. Not only like Alex but me. It gave me really that impression. So it was a great game. So far I'm liking it, and I'm gonna expect to finish it soon, because I don't want to make this game wait anymore, that I already done it. So that's all for Hand of the Darkness for today, and I hope you really enjoy that. I did, and I'll see you in the next one, I think. Yeah. Bye bye.